I get the point.
Duly noted.
Either way, the Giants haven't really
Duly
outside
noted.
of that. Hold on, outside of that 1 year, they made the playoffs a couple years ago. Dable
Yeah.
won Coach of the Year. Daniel Jones, and we got smashed by. We beat the Vikings and we got smashed by
Wow.
Philly. Pause.
Wow. I need
Yo,
to see
hold on.
Nah,
Yeah,
come on,
man.
bro. No.
Yo, come on.
Pause.
Everything was going smooth.
Hold up.
What
Listen.
is this? Yo,
Hey.
All right. After we got. There's
Yo,
no good way to say after we lost to. Here we go. After we lost to the Eagles.
There you go.
Let me get through this monologue right now.
Hello.
Shit getting crazy. Yo, all right. Either way, check this out. All offseason, all I've been hearing is, oh, the Giants have no shot to win the NFC East. You got the Eagles. They're still like counting the Cowboys to be better than us. And if you really take a deep dive into what the Cowboys look like, the Cowboys ain't really good. I give it to the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? They're very good. And Eagles, Howie Rosenberg and all them, they always a contender. But all season long, I've been hearing that they have no shot. Everyone's saying, they're gonna finish last in the division. Last couple of weeks, you're starting to hear these guys change. These guys are slick though. These media pundits, they just switch their opinions, act like they never said the shit they just said. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ryan Clark was shitting on them all offseason. Now all of a sudden, oh, the Giants are legit because you're seeing the training camp. You're seeing Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's looking. All right, it's training camp. I get it. They haven't put on the pads yet, but still, you're seeing him connect with Jalen Hyatt a little bit. Jalen Hyatt has come back. He's put on about 20 pounds of muscle. Malik Neighbors is cooking dudes in training camp. Cooking Deontay Banks. Cooking our newest corner that we got from the Saints, Paulson Dable, who's a really good corner. He's probably our number one corner this year. He's looking good. And you got to give a little credit to Joe Schoen and Brian Dable, man, who were on the hot seat just a couple months ago. And they're probably still on the hot seat, but I think they did a good job in the offseason. I think Joe Schoen, the GM of the Giants, has made some mistakes in the past, but overall, I think he's done a good job in terms of acquiring free agents. I think he doesn't get enough credit for what he's done in the draft. He's got some blue chip players, you know what I'm saying? In Abdul Carter, Malik Neighbors, Evan Neal was a bust. So he's had some busts. He's had some good dudes, but they look good on both sides of the ball. But what I'm most excited about is the QB play. Like, you guys were cracking on me because I have behind me, I have this Daniel Jones jersey. It's gonna be.
I told you get rid of that shit.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna sell that. It's $150.
Sell it to who?
Yo. Actually, sell it to somebody whose last name is Jones.
But good quarterback play. We haven't seen
Salvation
good.
Army. Take that shit to the Salvation Army.
I will. I might even wear that to paint the house or some shit. But we had some good quarterback play. We're gonna have some good quarterback play this year. And we haven't seen that. Listen, look, we haven't seen a competent quarterback since a couple years before Eli was finished. You know what I'm saying? Let's pray Russ doesn't get hurt because we got the Black Brett Favre behind him. But I think you're gonna see Russell Wilson. He's confident. He has experience. People say he's lost a step, but when the play breaks down and the pocket collapses, he can still get outside that pocket and still extend plays. We all know about the moon ball passes he has. He's one of the best deep. I think I looked at the stat. He is the best deep ball passer pause in the league last year. You know what I'm saying? Over Josh Allen, over Lamar, over Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? That's something we needed for Jalen Hyatt, for Darius Slayton, for Wandell, Malik Neighbors. Listen, I want to go to y'all real quick. Q, you're one of the biggest Giants fans I know. Mm-hmm. What are you feeling about the Giants this year?
Man, usually I'm always like, we in for a rough season, fellas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this season feels a little bit different. Yo, man, I'm good, man. Ain't no pauses.
Right,
ain't no pauses on this.
Stay alert.
It's straight play, bro. It's straight play, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Yo, I didn't even say nothing crazy, bro. Like, you trying to just fuck with me, man.
I just said stay alert. That's all I said.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But yo, this team and what's good? Yo, I think the difference maker and from what I've seen from the footage that I saw is gonna be Hyatt. I think Jalen Hyatt is gonna have. I think Jalen Hyatt is gonna have his actual breakout season. You know, he had breakout plays. You know what I mean, in the last 2 seasons, but I think this is gonna be his breakout season. I feel like, you know,
Hopefully.
I feel like,
That'd
yeah,
be great.
from what I saw in the footage, the way he's running his routes and the way Russell Wilson, you know what I mean, it's throwing the pigskin. You know what I mean? Like I think it's gonna be. I think it's compatible. You know what I mean? But like I think me and you, Cash, was talking about this too. When's the last time the Giants had a decent quarterback?
Yeah.
It's been about
Eli.
like 7-8 years.
It's been a
It's
It's been
while,
about
though, bro.
7-8 years, man. That's a long fuck. Yo, that shit's older than my bro. Yo, the Giants haven't had a quarterback before I had kids. You know what I mean? Like that's a long fucking time, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like
you know, we went through the DeVitos, we went through the Drew
Yeah,
Locks, and
we went through all the hopes and the
Yeah,
downfalls. We
Daniel
went through
Jones is-
everything. Like yo, we were throwing pennies at wishing wells. You know what I mean? Like yo, please throw a good pass. You know what I mean? Like please don't fumble the ball. Like you know what I mean? Like, but I feel like now with the stability that we have right now, I feel like they built this team, and you know what I mean. You got to give some credit, like what you said. You know what I mean? So you got to give it to Shane. You know what I mean? And now we got to see what Dable does. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, now that you have a quarterback.
and Mara's just hawking. He's like he's hawking. Like yo, y'all niggas fuck up this time.
Y'all fuck this one up. Yeah, it's over.
y'all fuck this one up.
Let
Yo,
him focus on the
man. Yo, let's go. You know what I mean? But I think that's gonna be good. And yo, and Scatterboo, like I want to see like how he's gonna run the ball. I think it's gonna be good pairing him up with
Tyrone Tracy.
what's his Tyrone Tracy. Yo, it reminds me of Brandon Jacobs
And Ahmad
with
Bradshaw. Yep.
you know what I mean, Ahmad Bradshaw. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of dynamic
Thunder
I
lightning
feel
type
like
shit.
yeah, I feel like that they could bring, you know, and it's gonna be different, man. Like, and now they're actually bringing this team back to the originated state where it came from. Defense. Our defense is stout. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the stat sheet says. Yo, bro, like, we probably
Abdul Carter. That
we
front
have
seven
the
is
best defensive line. I don't care what anybody
I forgot
says.
about Carter. I don't know how I forgot about Carter.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, like,
Number one pick.
you know what I mean? Like,
and they
it's
say
gonna,
he's tearing shit. They say he's
it's gonna
tearing
be,
shit
yo,
off in training.
he pushed the lineman. Well, he pushed Schmidt.
Michael Schmidt, yeah.
Schmidt almost went into like the fucking other field goal post, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a problem for this team, in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we need. We need to have that type of confidence, that type of tenacity, and that type of, you know what I mean? Like that needs to be the aura and the identity, because that's what the New York Giants is. They're a tough, rugged team. That's what 86 is. 86. Taylor, come on, man. That's what the team is. Carl Banks, defense,
Pepper
always
Johnson.
defense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and now we're going back, yo, now that we're originating back to our real identity of what the team is and what they stand for, yo, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for these guys. Now we're going to be able to hold up. Yo, Cowboys, they're trash. I don't even talk about Dak Prescott, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they got Dak. Yo, they got 2 players. They got 2 good players on.
No, they did a couple of things. We'll talk about that in another episode. But they did it. Let's stay in the Giants. They did a couple of things over
fuck
there.
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
They got 4 good players on a 52-man roster. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Fuck
Your
the Cowboys.
division, your division.
We'll talk about. Listen, I don't want to do an NFC East thing, but yeah, go ahead. I want to get to that. We'll do another episode on the different divisions. But yeah,
And talking about the NFC East, yo, we're the hardest. We have the hardest division ever.
Relax, easy, though. Relax on the first, Jay. You're on fire right now.
What do you say?
Hey, you got hardest division. Is it, yo? Put
He
your
didn't say hardest division. He said we
did.
have the hardest. Settle
We have the
down.
hardest division.
We-
We do, and we have the most championships. Because Jay's just mad. He's on the AFC East, man. Yo,
Hardest division is.
Yo, the
I don't
NFC
know.
East has the most
Nah, I
Super
gotta
Bowls
fuck him up.
in NFL.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Y'all
y'all
wild. Y'all wild right now.
Go,
Y'all
go,
right now.
go,
That's
go,
crazy.
Pause.
I'm done.
Pause. Pause. Everything.
Nah, because I just said something less and y'all rung me up. We're not letting that get it. We're like a referee. How is he calling the game this week? We're calling it by the letters.
We're calling this by the law.
Yeah.
It's your boy Jay. He's got his
Dude.
gaydars on super sensitive. Like he got a
Gator.
This shit is
Yeah,
wild.
right, yo, what fucking neighborhood
we
you
gotta-
living over there, man?
The
Jay,
strike
like,
zone
yo,
is
this
narrow
shit
today.
is-
The strike zone is narrow. man.
He gonna have to sign. He gonna have to sign his monologue in.
I'm done though, man. Yo, I want to hear.
I'm gonna have to get my monologue proofread from that one before we go.
I want to hear. I want to hear y'all take on this now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yo, Rob.
let's go to Rob. Let's go to Rob. Come on, man. Yo, let's go. Let's go, Charlamagne.
Rob, talk about the Giants. Your expectations on both sides of the ball this year.
Giants are gonna be 8-8.
Mm-hmm.
8-8 at best, 9-8. The Giants can make a playoff run this year,
Mm-hmm.
and that's with a healthy Russell or without a healthy Russell because of the moves that they've made on both sides of the ball. You know, maybe you see something out of the rookie that they brought in at some point if Russ ain't meeting.
Talking about Dart.
Yeah, talking about Jackson Dart.
Maybe you see something out. So we got what's our QB depth chart again? It's Russ.
Jameis Winston, Dart, and then Cutlets.
All right, so yeah, I'm not. Jameis and Jameis. Don't never get it twisted. Jameis and Jameis.
The Black Brett Favre.
Right, but you probably sooner see something out of the kid Dart. Any event that something don't go right with Russ because that's because of where they drafted and his politics of it all. But I think the Giants are 8-8. If it's dope, maybe 9-8 and 9-8. Over 500 season.
Right. Does that save Dable and Schoen? Not to
too.
cut you off. Does that save them now? That 9-8?
Nah, it doesn't save them.
Save them?
It brings them back into the fold because there's other things you got to do. And honestly, it depends on how the NFC East looks.
Mm-hmm.
It does depend on what it depends on what Q just said. It depends on how that division looks because the Cowboys did not make no moves, and I'm not trying to get to them. And the Eagles are still the Eagles, right? And so if the Giants,
And then you got the Commanders. So that's my question to you. Like, if you guys come in last in your division,
I don't think they're gonna come in last in the division. That's the thing.
So then they'd have to beat out the Cowboys and the Washington Commanders in order to make any noise.
I think that's possible based off what they've done on the defensive side of the ball.
But is that a failed season? You know what I mean? Like, Rod, is it a failed season? If the whole division wins, and this goes to the point where I said, the NFC East won the most Super Bowls. So if the Giants win 9 to 10 games and still end up in third or fourth, you know what I mean? Like, and don't make the playoffs. Like, what does that gotta say? That has to go to something of like the division itself. Not the conference, the division.
It would still not be it would be because of the strength of the division versus what the team did. I wouldn't look at it as a loss because they would still, outside of the division alone, if the Giants have an 8-8 or a 9-8 season or something like that, then you see the improvement, right? Then you just you got to keep tweaking it. Like, it's us versus this division, unfortunately. And it went from the NFC least to the fucking NFC East again, or the NFC Beast again. So it's kind of like, there's a couple of teams in NFC East where I think the Eagles, as studious as they are, as good as a team that is, I don't see them repeating anywhere near what they did last year because of just the way that certain shit is being looked at, the tush push and all of that other shit. I also think another Cinderella team who's going to actually have to play football this year are the Commanders. Commanders, they're looking at this kid. What's my homeboy name?
Daniels.
J85.
Yeah. He has a great talent. That kid is a really great talent, but they really don't have the best offense. Like, a lot of shit just went. Like, they had
Terry
that.
McLaurin, that's it.
They had that.
They brought Dable over there too.
Oh,
right.
yeah, they got Dable.
They had the run that they needed to have to shut everybody down versus that division. The Cowboys
in his rookie year.
So boom,
he's good though. He's good.
Here's
super
good. Here's a few things we could go, and I'll close with this. We can rely on the Cowboys doing what the Cowboys do, which means they'll be as good as they are until they're not. Period. The games that they're supposed to win, they're not. The moments where they're supposed to rise, they're not. And that's what we can rely on. And that's based off of what they did this year. They still haven't done anything where I'm like, the Cowboys kind of like, they ponied up, so to speak. The Giants have all the pieces right now. We just don't know what it looks like, in my opinion. The Giants have all the pieces.
I agree.
They got all the pieces. They got the back. They did good with getting a good running back core. They have a decent quarterback room. They've got 2 receivers where I could say, okay, we could see something out of there. And they ponied up on the defensive end with old boy. You know what I'm saying? So the Giants put the pieces together to say, even if it's not this year, it'll be next year and beyond. And we'll have a clear look at who our quarterback really will be, because Russell Wilson's on his last, he's on
His
the
last
backside.
leg.
We know that Russell Wilson is not the future of the Giants, but if he can last the next 3 or 4 seasons, the Giants are in good position, 8-8, 9-8. Even if they don't make the playoffs, I think that the team looks good.
Right. Let me ask you this before we answer the J, because you said something that I've been thinking about for a while. You said
Mm-hmm.
2 receivers, right? Obviously, Malik Neighbors, stud. They re-signed Slayton. Are you talking about Slayton or Hyatt? What do you like?
I'm talking about
Because I
Hyatt.
wanted him to get another. You think Hyatt's going to get the second spot?
I agree with no. Well, even if Hyatt's the 3, even if you put the 1, 2, 3 together, where it's Neighbors, it's Shepard, and then it's
No.
Hyatt.
Neighbors Slayton.
No,
Yeah.
Neighbors Slayton, and then you put Hyatt as your.
And
your
then
wide
you got
receiver
Wanda. You got
right?
Wanda on the slot.
Right.
Yeah.
Hyatt has an upside
Mhm.
where it's kind of like, yes, keep not looking at me. And Russell's in that position where them crossing routes and those little dig routes and stuff like that, where the kid can fuck around and just have a great season. The Giants got the pieces; they just need to put it together.
Yeah. I was concerned, and Jay, we're
So
gonna do
I do think their wide receiving core is to say the least. It's the Giants got the pieces. It just we don't know what it looks like just based off of the Giants being, like I said about the Cowboys.
The Giants
being the Giants, right?
Yeah,
They got
Hold on 1 second.
Jay. Before I give it to you, I agree with Rod. I just thought I wanted an experienced guy to come in here, like a D Hop or something. But listen, during the offseason, Russell Wilson kind of took a shine. Pause to Jalen Hyatt. He came and he says, I think I think this kid could be good. I think he hasn't, had the quarterback play to really unlock him. Because, he's like a go route, fade route, Hail Mary type of dude. Almost like I always compare him like Schoen Jackson from the Eagles a couple years ago. He's like, he's like that deep ball threat. Pause.
That's big praise.
Yeah, but he's also one dimensional in terms of, he's not running curls, comebacks, fades, go, you know what I'm saying? So wheel routes and all that shit. But I think Jalen Hyatt, if he can unlock him, they've been holding like private practices together where he's kind of mentoring Jalen Hyatt, which is dope. If you're looking at training camp, yeah, right.
Like,
but I want to say that Slayton, but they just signed Slayton. They gave him number 2 money, so I'm trying to figure out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Slayton's good for 7. They had a down year last year, but he normally gives you 700, 750 yards. I'm wondering if we're just a little bit light in the ass pause on in the receiving core. What do you think?
I'll go. I'll hear what Jay. I wanted to piggyback off of what you said with that though, but yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Yo, Jay gotta speak. Yo, I'm putting the gavel down. Jay gotta speak.
Yeah, Jay gotta speak.
Because he's the only Jet fan here, so I want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, Jay, talk your talk, Jay.
I think they're going to be way better than 9-8. I think that team is going to probably be more likely, to me. You know what I'm saying? I think you're looking at probably a 12-5 team next year. Me personally, I think they're going to be fantastic. I think that the team is going to go. I think the team is going to go how Malik Neighbors goes. And the reason why I say that is because last year Malik Neighbors accounted for 30% of their receptions. If you really think about who they had as their quarterback, and he was able to still account for 30%. Now that we have a book on him, the rest of the league has a book on him. They're going to figure out ways to kind of mitigate or slow down the amount of damage that he does. He killed the overall, broke the NFL rookie record with I think 109, or 110, something like that, or whatever the case may be. But if you look at it overall, they're going to go as he goes. And the reason why I say that is because the attention is going to be on him, which will absolutely allow Hyatt, Slayton opportunities that they didn't have last
single
year.
coverage.
And Exactly. And now, and deeper than that, you also that backfield with Tyrone Tracy, you're going to see him get unlocked because now the threats are there, and they have a guy who can put the ball down the field at any given moment. Flick of the wrist, that ball is in the air, and I mean those moonshots where he can absolutely blow the top off the defense. When you have that type of threat,
so crazy.
Everybody has to take a step back and not be so dynamic as far as rushing the quarterback or where your blitzes come from, because you could absolutely fuck it up, which opens up what? Which opens up the run game. And Tyrone Tracy is an absolute problem back there.
Right.
Switching to the other side of the football, you have a team that realistically, before Abdul Carter came there, they were killing the league. Well, I mean, I said killing the league, but their defense was super stout last year. And that was with Thibodeau. And that was with Thibodeau being out. Thibodeau was out.
I think that was top 10 without Wink.
Right. You know what I mean? So now you got a healthy, front seven. Plus you have Abdul Carter, who's the second coming. I don't want to, start crowning him, but everybody's saying that he's going to be a Lawrence Taylor type of.
And he's versatile. He lines up in different areas on the edge, crazy. Interior. He goes up the gut, pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I noticed, just kind of like watching a mixtape on him is he's disciplined. Like he doesn't just he's not just erratically, chasing him. He really sees the holes and he's shooting those holes, pause. And that's what creates that type of fucking disruption. So when you see, if you look at all those things, I don't see them being an average football team. Now I know that we can look at them against the NFC beast is what we kind of have to call it. I think that Washington Commanders, they'll be stout, but I think they take a step back because now we have a book, right? I don't know that Terry McLaurin's contract will get done, so I don't know even if he'll be playing. He may withhold services, so we still have to look at that. So they may start off rocky. The Cowboys, I'm not super blown away by any of the moves they made. They did make moves, but I don't see anything being, being super substantial. And they haven't re-signed what do you call it yet? So there's still that situation that's going on, and that disrupts the locker room. They haven't re-signed the fucking edge rusher. Oh my gosh,
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons. They haven't re-signed Micah Parsons. So that's still, and he's gone public and said a couple of things that he's uncomfortable, and
they do this with every star they have. Why I don't know. And then they wind up paying him, overpaying him. I don't be getting it.
They wind up overpaying him.
Yeah,
so they did the same thing last year with Dak and CD. So I don't see that team is going to come out the starting blocks hot or fast. And that's where we I think have the advantage. If we come out the starting blocks on fire, which I expect them to do. I haven't looked at their schedule yet, so I apologize for that. But I think that they'll come out.
Did they drop the schedule already?
Yeah, I already bought tickets.
That shit a long time ago. Yeah, they dropped that shit a long time ago. They dropped that shit back in they dropped it June. I think they dropped the schedule. Maybe before that even. But yeah, the fact that in May. So with that being said, I don't see them being an average football team. I think they'll be either the one or the two. I'm not going to discount Philly. They're the champs, and they who'd they lose? They lost their offensive coordinator. He got a head coaching job. I'm trying to remember where, but I know
I think he went to the.
They lose their coordinators every fucking year too, man. That's just crazy. When you're a good team and shit.
Yeah, that's because he got the exposure. They want, everybody. They're the hot team, so everybody wants to pick up, their pieces or pilfer their staff in order to get their next coach. But I don't think that it's going to be a problem. The tush push was not overruled, so they can still do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
They can still do it. What's the difference? They just got to be able to do it better than everybody else. There are teams that are right now somewhere practicing that shit to see if they can stop it, see if they can duplicate it. So I don't think that you're gonna lose much there as far as the Eagles are concerned. So I think in order you'll see the Eagles. I think you're gonna see the Giants at number 2 with the 12-5 record. I think you're gonna see the Commanders at 3 and the Cowboys Cowboys will round it out.
You talk about the Eagles, you're right. They lose a lot. They lost a lot of pieces, man. But their GM Howie Rosenberg, he's a hell. I hate the Eagles, but I got to give it up to him. He's a hell of a fucking. He's a hell of a GM, man. I think Josh Sweat is gone, right?
Sweat's gone.
Yeah, Milton Williams is gone. Hold on.
Let me ask you a question. Is Jalen
nigga stepping all over my toes?
Is Jalen Hurts overrated?
My feet hurt.
No.
I thought, remember we did a show last year, and I was killing Jalen Hurts in the passing game. I'm grown enough to admit I was wrong. I don't think he's overrated at all. No, not at all. I think he's a really good quarterback. Now he has a good team around him. He has good pieces around him. You know what I mean? He has all the right pieces in order to make him successful. But I think you still got to get the job done. That's in my opinion. But I don't give him too much praise. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Darius Slay. Sweat goes to Arizona. That was a big loss. They got one of our dudes, Azeez Ojulari, who I didn't understand for the life of me why the Giants didn't move him last year. They could have got a compensatory. How you say?
2 picks.
Compensatory
pick, right? It didn't make sense. They also got a Dory Jackson. They got Mekhi Becton from the Jets. You know, that was like 2 years ago. But you know, either way, they got a good defense. They got a good offense. I think, like Jay said, they'll be number one. I think I'm gonna say Commanders are gonna be number two. I think Dan Quinn and them are really good coaches. I think you saw what they did last year. I think Giants would be 3, and I think Cowboys would be 4. But I'm hoping where I was right in the 12-5, and I think 12-5.
Jay said 12-5. I said
No, I think Jay said 12. Yeah. I'm hoping that they're 12-5, man. But what about the offensive line, man? Anyone want to tap in on that, man? Like, you know, rated one of the worst offensive lines last year. Obviously, Andrew Thomas is the gold standard on that line, but Runyon is back. His shit was cut short last year. I think Schmidt might have got hurt the other day. Van Rotten and Luminor. I think they're better than people say. They've been switching around. Some have moved the guard, some have moved the tackle. Go ahead, Jay. What are you talking about?
I like that. I like that take and that thought process. I don't think I think the offensive line is going to be dramatically better this year because of the fact that you have the weapons and you have the quarterback to actually damage the secondary. The fact that you have that, the defenses can't just fucking haphazardly rush in. That was the problem before. But you got a quarterback back there that absolutely sucks. The defenses just pin their ears back and they fucking go. They don't give a fuck. They can't. They don't. He can't get the ball to them. We'll get to him before he can do it. Russ has the escapability, and he's got the arm, and now he's got the like they have footage on Neighbors, like I said. But Slayton and Hyatt, they have a real opportunity here to be special, and I think that forces. I think that forces the front seven of the opposing team to kind of play it a little bit. You have to think it through now. You can't just say, "Yo, we'll get to him. It ain't nothing happening." You can't do that. So it gives the offensive line a little bit of a break. I don't want to say a break, but it gives them a little bit more of a where that rush. They have a pause. They have a pause. They have a cause to pause. Is what I want to say. I don't think you're gonna see those blitzes and those various schemes that you saw last year against a quarterback that just couldn't perform, right? Who did we have back there? We had Cutlets back there. We had fucking Drew Lock at one point back there, and we had who was the other person we had back in the
Jones?
Daniel Jones, right? So you can't just fly back there haphazardly. Russell can escape also, and he'll make you pay. Yeah. So be cautious with the way you scheme up against him. And I think that will help the offensive line dramatically.
Not gonna lie, you got a couple of little fans that are trying to watch you on the podcast, Jay.
Oh my baby girls! I
keep looking up because I'm like, yo, get out of here. They like, we want to watch the podcast. Let's copy. I'm like, all right.
Young fans, that's dope.
That's dope.
Young fans, but yeah, I like. Listen, I love what the Giants did to wrap this up, man. Yo, there's a kid that I've been looking. There's 2 kids, Daquan Felton, he's a receiver, and Bryce Ford Wheaton, who we drafted a couple years ago. I would like to see them develop. I would like to see some player development. And they also got a kid on the defensive line. What the fuck is his name? Darius Alexander. Y'all heard about him?
I heard Darius Alexander.
Kid is a beast. Kid is a beast. He's fast. The kid is a beast. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna do. They're gonna work him in there, and they got Roy Robinson Harris. Who else they bringing? Chauncey Golson. So they did a lot. They have a lot of rotational pieces. They're gonna be, I really want to give Joe Schoen a lot of props, and I don't want to be too confident because I jump out the fucking window every year.
That's why I say 12-5 is a wild. That's a wild.
Paulson and Dable.
That's a wild assumption.
Don't forget we got Javon Holland. Drew Phillips is probably the best nickel corner in the league. We got a lot of, Thibodeau. We still got Cordell Fly. We got a lot of fucking dudes, man. Like, we have a real good defense. Brian Burns, yeah. Go ahead.
I got a question, Jay. You said 12-5, which is a very that's not a record for any team in the NFL that you just sniff at. Wouldn't 12-5 technically make them a Super Bowl contender?
I don't know if it makes them a Super Bowl contender, but I think it gets them into the playoffs. I think you have to have that record to get into the playoffs. I don't think that they can sneak in with a 10-7.
In that division?
I don't think so.
Nah, well, they could probably sneak in with a 10-7, but like in order to solidify a playoff spot,
they would need to be 11-6 or 12-5. I just feel like that team has
to, you know what I mean, like to avoid the wild card. That's what you got to do. You know, you can't be 8-9. It's like this is not the division or the conference no more. Like what we talked about for the past 20 years. Like we can't just skate by, because people forget. Like the Giants went to the playoffs on records where they were under 500. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know, but at best, that's what I'm saying. At best, the Giants are a play-in team. That's all I'm saying. They're not a. That's
play-in. What is this? The NBA?
I agree. I agree.
I'm talking with you.
Yeah. At best, the Giants are a wild card team this year as constructed. Next year, then we're talking should be a playoff team. Next year, you know, they got to, again, they're moving in the right direction. That's all I'm saying. Like, I
want to ask you, right? That's great. Why do you say that they're a wild card? What teams, other than the Eagles, do you put above them in that division?
Possibly the Commanders.
Yeah, I say the Commanders, realistically.
But that's a possibility.
Commanders is a good team. Yo, they got Terry. Now they got Terry and Dable. And I think the Commanders had like the fifth best defense in the league last season.
They had a really good defense.
That's an any given Sunday type of question.
They got Von Miller and Javon Kinlaw too. They got a decent defense, yeah.
So
I forgot they got Vaughn.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
even though we'll see what he got left,
Yeah.
That's an any given Sunday type of question. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, because in order to make them 12-5, that means that.
Oh, you feeding us jambalaya, huh?
No, he's not feeding us jambalaya. But in order for them to be 12-5, that means that the Giants can't lose to anybody, even in the division. They can't lose to any of their games versus Washington. They have to completely skunk the Cowboys, and they have to do the same to the Eagles, more or less. So maybe they do a split with the Eagles. But that means 12-5. That means you're saying that the Giants are going to win the NFC. They're going to be the number one team in that division, and I just don't see
why. What are you talking about? The Eagles can absolutely give you. The Eagles just finished this season that just passed. What they finished? 15-2, 14-3.
That's the Eagles. They're the
Super Bowl. I get what you're saying.
What are we talking about? Like, why are you? We can do not compare the Giants and the Eagles are not in the same page boat right now. Whether it be from a coaching aspect, what their system is, or indifferent. Remember, they took Saquon and went to the top. They still have that team. So when you say
the homie made the cover of Madden 26,
I mean, at best, if the question is, is Jalen Hurts overrated? Even if he is, you have yourself a quarterback that knows how to work within that system. He don't gotta be fucking 5,000 passing yards. That's not what we do over here. You know what I'm saying? What we're gonna do is we're gonna put our quarterback in the position for a tush push. We got the receivers, we got the defense, we got the running back, and we're gonna fucking kill you guys. That's the Eagles. The Giants don't have that yet. We were just not even 10 minutes ago, we was asking, is the O-line going to be good enough to keep fucking Russell Wilson healthy? You know what I'm saying? So the Giants got the pieces. They do have the pieces to where, you'll see some movement in there. And just based off of the fact that I think the Cinderella season with the Commanders can easily be, those three teams, Cowboys, the Giants, and the Commanders, they'll be sitting there trying to figure out, I need to win this game. They might not even be divisional games that they got to win. They just got to win the games they're supposed to win outside of the division. Within the division, though, 12-5, you're basically saying the Giants are going to skunk 2 out of these 3 teams, which means like the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Commanders, respectfully, will only beat the Giants once in this season, and I just don't see that to happen.
I could say that I think the Giants, and I agree with Ross saying, because I see the Giants winning at least 1 Super Bowl in the next 5 years. I'll be completely honest, because longevity is a big thing. These football players, and a lot of things are gonna happen. Like you can't be great forever.
Giants got the second best defense in that division, and they might have the best, but we got to see it. It's on paper right now. We got to see.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And that's where those wins are going to come. That's where I say you maybe get a split with the Eagles, on the season.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's what we need. We need to show this year is a makeup year. It's a makeup year for all the years. And that's why these guys came here. That's why Malik Neighbors is so upset. That's why Abdul Carter was like, fuck it, let's go. I'm pushing niggas around. That's what you have to do as a team. Even if it has to take one person or two people, both sides of the ball. Pause. You know what I mean? Like, but you need that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have a great team one-sided. You know, like, so we're gonna become a great team on both sides, but it's gonna take some time. And it's not gonna take long. It's gonna take maybe 1 or 2 seasons. I guarantee you, the Giants are gonna be the best team in the NFC East in like 2 years. Like this year's the upcoming years, you know what I mean? Like this is gonna be a problem because I really feel like that because Eagles is getting old, niggas is retiring, they're winning the Super Bowls, and that's what happens. Yo, you win, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't like that mentality. That's just corny.
We're gonna see if Dable is as innovative as he's been.
I want to win more. Right? You know what I mean? Like
he's supposed to be the QB whisperer, right? When he's with Josh Allen, he's one of the biggest reasons why Josh Allen is, progressed the way he did. And then he had Daniel Jones, somebody who he didn't draft, but now he has Russell. He went out and got Russell. They went and got Jackson Dart, which buys him a little bit of time. But we're gonna see how innovative his play calling is. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to these last couple of years. So you got your man now. Let's Let's do it. Let me ask you this before we close on the Giants because we spent like 45 minutes on this. If Russell Wilson gets hurt, right? I think Russell's gonna have a good year, but let's say he gets hurt. Do they throw the kid in there, or are we gonna see Jameis in there? Whoever
I don't want you to destroy. I don't want you to destroy Jackson Dart. I don't want that to happen. That's where the Giants will fuck everything up. If they throw that kid in there and they wreck his confidence or they get him damaged. Calm the fuck down. If it all goes to pot, you bring in Jameis. He's competent enough. Jameis may come in there and surprise a lot of people with what he still has left. He's got a rocket arm. He absolutely he's got accuracy too. And the problem with him is
for opposing cornerback.
No. Listen to me. Stay with me for a second. It's not the accuracy. It's the decision making.
Yeah.
He's accurate. He just makes bad decisions. Yeah. He over believes in his accuracy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he tries to. Yeah.
He decided to not be accurate.
No.
He decides to not be accurate.
He takes risks. He's a risk taker for sure.
He's a risk taker. He's the black Brett Favre.
He's the ultimate player to put his faith in his team.
All right, so I'd say that question. It depends on what the record is when and if Russell Wilson gets hurt. If the Giants are, let's just say 5-5 in that moment, you have to go with Jameis because it's like, we still got a shot here.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
no. We still got it. We still got.
I'm not doing it. I'm not making that decision.
I'm not
because their record.
I have a feeling like they're gonna try that though. I don't know why. I agree with you, Jay. I leave them alone. I do like a Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, thing where they had to learn behind Brett Favre and Aaron. I would do that type.
And this is where Mara,
the old school way of developing QBs.
This is where Mara has to be a boss and step down and say,
"Don't fuck up my investment.
Don't fuck up my shit." All right, like we didn't just draft this dude at number 1 for you to play this guy, fucking. But
what about if they got a losing record? Do you give him some? I think maybe if they got a losing record, like Ross said, you got to give him some experience.
Hell no,
that's what God forbid you break this kid in meaningless football. It makes no sense.
People forget, man. That losing.
They have a losing record and they're not going to the playoffs.
That's what makes you better.
I'll tell you why.
That's what makes you better. Because think about the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, they didn't win none of those Super Bowls, right? They only won one every probably like 12 years, right? So think about that quarterback that had to sit behind them. You guys all their all their names. So why would you play some guy immediately knowing that he's potentially, like, statistically, he's gonna lose in the most hardest division.
We're not, you know what I mean? Like, anywhere. Why hurt him? why run the risk?
Like, why am I playing this guy?
You put that kid in bubble tape. and you hold on to him and you let him watch and learn and observe.
Come on, man,
until
like
next year.
If Russell Wilson gets hurt and that team is below 500,
Russell Wilson is not going to get hurt, man. He's elusive.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? It's a very good possibility he can get hurt, bro. He's not the most sturdy.
But anybody can get hurt, man. Hold
me back.
What's his name? Fucking Justin Fields just fucking got hurt. He fucking dislocated his toe.
We understand that, but that's why we're posing the question: if he gets hurt, what would you do?
We play Jackson Dart?
No, you don't play him. You don't play.
I don't disagree. I agree.
You don't play the start of your future. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you bring in. That's why you bring in guys like Jameis Winston. Like, you don't bring in guys like this and then draft a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, that'll be the dumbest shit ever. Like, if Jackson Dart is really that good, then he has to be this. The new coming of Jesus Christ, bro. Like, he's like the new god of quarterbacks. Like, that's the only way that you play him. Like, they must see something that nobody ever saw. That's the only way he gets to start this season. I'm being completely honest, bro. Like,
I love your thoughts on that. Like, I agree.
I agree. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Jackson Dart is their insurance card. It buys them another year. You know what I'm saying? So
I say 2, to be honest. If you really think about it, I think you reset the clock on Schoen and Dable. You give him 2. You give him 24 months to make something substantial happen before you say, all right, I got to put a plug on you guys.
I think everyone thinks Russ is one and done. I think Russ was gonna have
a good year. People.
I think you might see him. I think he's exactly. I think he's rejuvenated. I think he wants to be here. I think he wanted to be here last year. It didn't work out and shit. I think Sierra likes the New York vibe and everything. You know, happy wife, happy life. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's been humbled by that whole, the fucking Denver Sean Payton experience. So I think he's back where he needs to be in terms of his mentality. But we'll see, man. I'm looking forward to that. We'll talk about the Jets and the rest of the league maybe next week. But let's